Hello everyone, this is the final Bosman, and on today's episode, I'm telling a scary story. Welcome to the show. I am Kyle Bosman, and normally I'm a human, but today I am a bag of M&Ms because it's Halloween. To be honest, I wanted to be Spider-Man really bad, so I was shopping for Spider-Man costumes, and all of them have puffy muscles. And to me, that's not what Spider-Man's about. He's just kind of a skinny weirdo who maybe some other skinny weirdos look up to. Well, long story short, I'm a bag of M&Ms, and that all kind of ties into today's episode, which is telling a scary story. The time I didn't know what advice to give a 10-year-old. 4 weeks ago, on a day much like today, I received an email. It read, "Dear Final Bosman, if I were a 10-year-old boy wondering what I should be for Halloween, something that my mom will let me be, because she doesn't want me to be the video game character I want to be, because that character shoots at people and is a thief, but I still want to be a video game character, who would I be?" Just to be clear, that's an actual email I received. That was a real life thing. But my first thought reading this was, how does a 10-year-old watch this show? I thought this was a sophisticated program with mature themes. Hey, come on, buddy. I'm recording right now. We're doing this show. Don't you dance. Get out of here. So anyway, I thought this was a sophisticated show, but here it is, a 10-year-old asking me for advice. And so I felt the horrors of responsibility because I want to recommend a good costume. But at the same time, when you're 10 years old, Halloween is about just being this thing you can't normally be. It's about being something cool. You want to be a Ninja Turtle or a Power Ranger. It's not about being goofy yet, just the D-bag at the party who's just like, I'm dressed up as weed. Like, all right, man. So in responding to this email, I couldn't just be like, oh, just be Mario. Mario's fun and good for kids, because like, who wants to be Mario for Halloween? He's not cool. Mario's become, by now, by the year 2013, he's just a real weirdo. I mean, look at him. He barely seems human anymore. Mario, I think, used to be a cool character, but in becoming this corporate mascot, he's sort of like stripped away any interesting qualities he once had. He's just sort of become this high-pitched husk with no like flaws that make him humanized, you know, no defining characteristics that make him unique in any way. It's just sort of a bubbly goon. And so who's gonna say, hey, 10-year-old, you should go be Mario? What's funny though is like adults love being Mario. Just like, bro, I'll be Mario, you be Luigi. So I wanted to create a responsible response, and so I came up with a list of criteria for Wondering's costume. The first being video game character. Number 2, doesn't shoot at people. 3, is not a thief. 4, is cool. And 5, recognizable by a 10-year-old. And this is the hardest one. There are lots of cool characters who shoot guns. If you think about most of the games that we've loved from the last generation, most of them are starring some cool idiot who's shooting guns or, you know, killing people in some manner. At that point, a 10-year-old knows what a good game is, if you know what I mean. You can't just be like, oh, here's your kiddie games. They're like, no, I know those games are better. And so that's sort of a sticky predicament we're in, is that there's not a lot of good 10-year-old games right now, or at least that star cool characters. So my first suggestion was Parappa the Rapper, who is one of my favorite video game characters, violent and non-violent. Parappa, he is the coolest. Look at this guy. Probably not recognizable by a 10-year-old. I'm not sure where they would pick that up, but makes up for it in how cool he is. Here's a rapping dog. And sure, he may have some confidence issues, but he's always true to himself. And he's in a game where he's got like a genuine character progression without a game having to be about killing things. It's like more about like, hey, let's just rap. Let's rap for it. You want to skip to the head of this bathroom line? You better rap us for it. So good. Anyway, I also recommended from Nintendo's stable of like kid-friendly, cool characters, Link and Donkey Kong. Link's probably as bland as Mario, but at least he's not goofy, and he has a sword and a shield. And Donkey Kong's just a baller. The weird thing about those guys is that they do kill a lot of things. It's obviously more cartoonish when they kill things, but they're killing things all day long. So then I thought of maybe the Street Fighter characters, who I realized are very violent. but I don't think violent in nature. You know, Ryu is not what I would call a violent person. He's actually a very respectful person, and who wouldn't want to be Blanca? And then my last thing, I was kind of stretching. I suggested a Bulborb from Pikmin. And you know, these things are not cool necessarily, but sometimes for Halloween you just want to be a weird monster. You can just be like a big Bulborb with like eyes and just like eat Pikmin and just have them like hanging out your mouth. Gosh, that'd be a fun costume. But that was it. That's like all I could come up with. And I asked people around the office and they're like, I don't know, Sly Cooper? Sly Cooper thieves! You can't have him. So I sent that email off to Wondering, and after a little while, I started not feeling great about it. You know, I feel like I did the best given the criteria that I had, but at the same time, I kind of felt like, man, Wondering should really be whatever Wondering wants to be for Halloween. Because Halloween is that one night when you can be any gross, cool, freaky, amazing thing you want to be. You know, you can be like, oh, I want to be a firefighter when I grow up, so I'm a firefighter. But you could also be like, oh, I just want to be the devil. It's Halloween, I want to dress up like the devil. I want to be a skeleton with fire out of my hands. Because that's not a reflection of who you are, that's just a reflection of what you want to be for Halloween. It's that one night. And I don't want to judge anyone's parenting, but I feel like if Wondering wants to be that video game character who shoots at people and is a thief, it's Halloween. Just that one night. Let him be that character. And at that point I had a semi-revelation. In that I think video games are basically Halloween all year. It's just, video games are the space where you can just hop in, you can put on whatever cool thing you want to be, and you can just be that. It's not a reflection of who you are, but it's just something that your brain wants to do. I remember before GTA 5 came out, Michael Huber, who is the newest and most enthusiastic person at game trailers, he would talk about it every single day. Just, oh dude, I can't wait. It's gonna be so fun. I'm so pumped for it. And I was like, all right. So I had to watch him play because I was curious, like, why Michael Huber is so excited. And so first thing I ever saw him do is he's on Venice Beach. And I say, oh, this looks a lot like Venice Beach. This is pretty cool. He's like, yep. And then so there's lots of people on the beach, and he just pulls out a sniper rifle and zooms in to just this lady really far away. She's just wearing shorts, and he just shoots her dead. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why did he shoot her? And then he just starts shooting more people, just emotionless. And so I realize now that who you are in a video game is not who you are in real life. Quite the opposite for Mike Huber. You know, it doesn't mean you're a bad person if you're shooting innocent people in Venice Beach in a video game world. It means you're not playing it right. In the end, our dumb human brains are trapped inside of this one human body in this one earthly existence. And one of the things I love about video games is it allows our brains to just transplant themselves into other scenarios, and we can just live through those. And I guess that, what I'm describing there, is why people who love books, and why people who love movies. It's that same thing. It's just our lives are constrained, and to escape out of those is sort of just a beautiful thing. Anyway, I love video games for that reason, and I love Halloween for similar reasons. I love Halloween, and I hope you have a good Halloween, especially you Wondering. Hope you ended up with a cool costume. If you're on Twitter, you can find me at Kyle Bosman. I will be back here next Wednesday. I hope to see you then. Thanks for watching. Hey Mike, is it okay that I told that whole GTA 5 story where you sound like a weird murderer?
Yeah.
Because we could easily cut that part out. It would not be a big deal.
I liked it. It was funny. You're a funny guy.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was cool. Thanks for making me look like a maniac.
All right, listen. All right, well, just have Anton cut it out. It's not a big deal.
Are you M&Ms?
What?
Are you a bag of M&Ms?
No.
Well, I'm gonna cut you open. Find out. You're next, Anton.
Anton, run! Run, Anton!